Hey, what's going on, everyone? Supreme Com here. So we are going to be going over the monthly new alteration for these previous warfare parts over here. So we have the Blue Destiny 1, we got the Gundam Heavy Arms over here, and then we also got Strike Noir. So I'm going to quickly break down into these three units over here. As always, these parts are not supposed to be for like not their status not something any groundbreaking. So what we're just purely looking at is like their EXQs and some portraits to see if they are worth altering. Whoops, wrong button over here. So let's quickly talk about the Blue Destiny over here. So the head is the Awakening skill over here. So we got the exam system over here. So at max, I'm just gonna look at them at max, obviously per usual, because these are supposed to be easy level 10 over here. So hopefully you guys do have stock up enough of these light blue tools over here. I think previous week for the last 2 weeks we were able to grab enough of those crew credits where you can exchange with these light blue alteration tools over here. So hopefully you guys do have a lot stock up over here. But let's do quickly take a look at this head over here. So this one is a awakening skill. Active time is going to be for 30 or 37 seconds. This one is going to activate anti-new type OS exam system over here. Raise your speed by 20 and also going to raise your melee attack by 49%. So this one is the exact same as the H1 normal few weeks, I would say a few months ago. Same effects over here, also raise your melee attack by 49%. So if for example you want to take this onto like scenario, for example, let's say 1v1 arena, you want to activate buffs. In terms of awakening EXQ does take a slightly longer than, for example, if you want to activate combat stand or archer stance. I think those activation time are a little bit shorter. So you want to take this on like 1v1 arena is probably not your best case scenario. So, but this one does have a little bit of effects that also give your speed by 20%. Maybe that can be a life or death situation where you are doing like battle skit. That a little extra speed when boosting can be vital, but probably this is not something you want to be getting if you already have the H1 normal, because it's literally like the same thing already. So if you guys don't have it and would like a big boost, this can be something you want to grab. But this really depends on your arsenal as well, like depending on your box and whatnot. So in terms of the EX skill for this one, we have the abdominal wire missile over here. So this one, if you guys have played, I believe it was a night battle circuit. We have fought against the Blue Destiny 2. You know how annoying this the abdominal wire missile is. I'm pretty sure pre-alteration is still a B plus power. Even after alteration is still B plus power. Even though it says B plus power, but in actual combat, it's a slightly higher damage output. So you guys are interested in this over here, you can give it an alteration as well. But I'm not really gonna like this one. It doesn't really depends. So if you guys do like it, you guys can alterate it for just for the EXQ purposes over here. Obviously the stat is not something to be really to be concerned about over here. So let's take a look at the arm and see what we're dealing with over here. So when armor is 80% or less, melee damage taken reduced by 20, a flat 20. So this is automatically not something you want to be using at all. And then a second portrait, when buffed it, melee crit rate up by 30%. So this is, yeah, this part is just no good. You don't need it. Alright, so let's see what this one is over here. This one is a beam saber combo. Like I said, like these kind of E skill, they are pre-alteration at B plus power already, so you're not really getting anything much out of it already. So I think this thing pre-alteration is just fine enough already. So alright, moving on to the shield over here. In my previous video, previous video, I did talk about how vital this shield can be, because if you guys take a look over here, this one with power attribute, you do get a buff EXQ effect up by 22%, which can equate to a lot of damage if you are using EXQ that have any like if you're using any skill that has any effects attached to it, rather it's like a health buff, like a health restoration, like a defensive buff, like any resistance buff, any attack buff. Yeah, they will get that 22 additional effects on top of that. For the first portrait, it is gonna buff it for 15% longer, which can be good, but it's not something that is too, I would say, not too important. It is good to have, but that can it would have been a lot more better if it was like some other parts, right? But this one is, I would say, I would highly recommend to Alterate if you guys do want to do more power, do more output within the amount of stats you guys can are having, right? So this one is pretty good. Does have close combat, so for melee build, this one can be pretty good. Should be pretty good way to just work it out, so not too bad. So moving on to the ugh, words, words, man. Heavy armors over here. So we do have 6 parts over here. So let's do quickly take a look. All right, if I can click on it, hello. All right, so let's see what we're dealing with over here. So beam range weapon over here, magazine boosted by 20%. So I'm pretty sure this is more of like how like more magazine maybe I guess. I don't really use this kind of EX skill over here, so a portrait over here. So do kind of fill me in, like, do you get a raise in, do you get like a bigger magazine size or whatnot? But for the second portrait, it's kind of not good. If it was like a higher than 35, I think this would be beneficial, but this one is just no good at all. Alright, moving on to the chest over here. The chest EXQ is going to be the chest mounted Gatling plus machine cannon. So this one is stated as a B pierce and B minus. So I would usually say B minus powered EXQ are not good, just because like B minus kind of takes the damage away by a lot, I would say. But I have personally tested out, and the output is actually phenomenal. I have tested this one out compared to the Strike Rouge IWS pack, and like people have been arguing that the Strike Rouge IWS pack does more damage compared to any those 30-second like backpack skills. So this one doing a little bit more, it says a lot. So if you guys are looking for some powerful EX skill that you can be using for, like, for example, arena, I think this can be a good setup. But it really, this one depends on the portrait you are dealing with, because when I did the setup, I purposely take a portrait because I have a lot of portrait that boast backpacks, so I purposely took those out. So that's why the damage wise is a little bit skewed, or I would say on a in a evenly playing field over here. So this really depends. But multiple people within the community have tested this out, and they say this one does more damage. So so I'll just, if you guys do want something more powerful, that can be a good grab as well. Alright, so this one is an aerial spin. The stat is awful per usual. So this one does bump up to A minus. I'm pretty sure pre-alteration is only at B. I do have it right. Let me see. I do have it over here, so we can just quickly take a look. B plus power. Alright, so in terms of damage wise, jumping up to A minus is a slightly damage raise, but this really depends on whether you want to alterate as well. I think staying at B plus power does a lot of damage already, so I think going up just a notch is not gonna be like anything groundbreaking per se. So alright, let's move on to the leg over here. So let's see what we're gonna be doing. Okay, we tag attribute raise long shot attack by 14%. Okay, I think 14% is kind of low balling it. I think if it was anything higher, if possible, that would have been better. The second portrait with middle shooter job, shooting crit up by 30%. Like like I mentioned multiple times, crit race is not the most ideal setup. So this is no good. Alright, moving on to the backpack over here. So let's see what we're dealing with. Come on, can I click on it, please? Alright, in terms of the backpack over here, Beam Gatligan, this is a disappointment. A minus Pierce and C power. Man, if only they can give this me like a B minus, that would have made this a lot more better. I'm pretty sure C power is not gonna be like anything groundbreaking, like in terms of damage output, obviously. But like you do have A minus Pierce, so it is gonna do a lot of good staggering if, for example, you are using this for like arena purposes. Not did I say arena? No, I mean battle circuit, right? Battle circuit, I think when you're taking on the final boss, like the big boss, I think being able to stagger your opponent for that slight second can be like a life or death situation as well. So, but we do have a lot of those EXQ that has 8 pierce already, but they are in D power though. But I think those should be fine already. Like even pre-alteration should be good, but like D power, coming from D power to C, I think it's a big improvement. But this I think with a limited alteration blue tool, I don't think this one deserves an alteration as well. So we can skip that one as well. So moving on to the Gatling gun over here. Let's see what we're doing. So this one is the same as the head. Being racial weapon magazine boosted by 20%. As for the second portrait, it's just not good. So this one really depends. But my opinion, I will highly skip out this one over here. All right, moving on to the Strike Nora over here. So arguably one of the better one. In terms of the EX skill over here. So I think we can blindly skip this one because this one is a hit Vulcan over here, which is not good at all. In terms of the stat, wow, that is actually impressive. So 7k and then 2800 for defense, not too bad. If you are probably using this for battle circuit, can be a good option. If you don't have any other things to use, right? I think this can be good. Just looking at the just purely looking at the stat is good. All right, but as for the geek skill is no, then no. All right, let's see what the chest is will give us over here. When dual savior category equip EXQ damage output boosted by 20, not good at all. And then with dual savior again, EXQ piercing boosted by 28%. So it's just gonna give you a little bit more staggering property over here. Maybe sneaking a little bit more damage maybe, but this is not the most ideal setup in terms of portraits, so we can skip this one as well. Moving on to the arm over here. This one can be actually good. I'm looking at the second portrait. Obviously, when speed attribute, melee power boosted by 30%. You can grab this one if, for example, you really don't have any good option. But for like any melee build, I think having a higher melee stat would be good. So like I'm looking at those big alteration. If for example you can't really subslide anything, so I don't think this one is anything too groundbreaking just because of the stat. Because like in any melee build, arm and the melee weapon are the two most crucial, like two most crucial part to having like the high, like having good melee stat. So I don't think this one will, even though this one is a good portrait, but just the stat alone, I don't think this one deserves an alteration as well. But like I said, you can use it in like any battle circuit. I think those can be a good place to be using the arm over there. All right, so let's see what the look can give us over here. So this one is the EX skill. This one is the beam rifle shoddy over here. So wow, A pierce and B minus power. I'm pretty sure it is still gonna output pretty good with B minus power. I have not actually tested this out, so I cannot really give you guys gauge it as well. But if you guys have altered anything prior months, like in terms of leg, the one I can really think of is the TR1. Because that leg is actually pretty good. It's a leg ESQ as well. It's a beam category, so if you guys do have that, maybe you can just save yourself to a leg alteration tool, the light blue alteration tool. But if you guys do like it, you can probably alter it as well. This really depends on your preference, right? But for something you want to really alter it, it's gonna be this one over here, the dual linear gun over here. Like even pre-alteration, like a lot of people using this like back in the OG days, right? This one was one of the EX skill I actually used to clear the original Inferno mission. Yeah, this EX skill came in clutch. So I think having an alteration for this one is a must get. So if you guys do have some good alteration, light blue alteration left over, this one is the one to use it on. So alright, so let's see what this one does over here. Yeah, no. Just no over here. So as for the Strike Nora, the backpack is something you want to grab for sure. As for the heavy arm, I think the chest EXQ is gonna be something can be, it's gonna do good damage overall. So that one is a good grab as well. And then as for the blue destiny, I think the shield. The shield is definitely something you want to pick up. And then as for the chest, abdominal wire missile, doesn't really depends on whether or not you want to grab it. I think staying at B power, right, is still a B power. Yeah, I think B power is just as powerful as pre-alteration as well. So those are my recommendation for these three parts over here. Other one are, I think, are just not. I would say not as satisfaction level. So that being said, hopefully this give you a good idea what you want to grab out of these three sets over here, because if we don't alterate them right now, we don't know when is the next time we're gonna get these recycled back through. So I think if you guys do have the resources right now, it is best to grab it just now. So with that being said, hopefully you guys do enjoy, and then I will catch you guys all on the next one.